Amazing, possibly one of the best WAN shows we've ever had for you today. Some of our topics are...
Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
You got it. These two.
Right there. Okay, Apple employees are going to give fashion advice as we sent in the intro, and so I will no longer have to ask you, Rob, if I look good in anything. I will just ask an Apple employee. And biohackers are going to shoot stuff in your eyes, and then you can see at night, which sounds really cool, I think.
Cool? I think it's pretty cool. Google is going to be entering the game streaming business, which might be scary for Twitch, the thing that their logo's up there or something, if you're watching this live, I guess. Also, rumors of GM 200-based GTX 980 Ti, 990, 985, who knows, but possibly a card up in that caliber.
I can't believe
could possibly be. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Reprehensible.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Anyways, intro time.
But they have sound, right?
I think so.
She then Linus drops the couch.
What is your...
Oh, we do have a red pillow.
Do you want one?
I just noticed it was on there.
Yeah. Oh, I was watching on the thing. Oh, God.
What?
The Squarespace is awesome. You can make websites with them. They have some pretty cool stuff. You can sign up at squarespace.com. I believe /Linus might even give you a special code. I'm not entirely sure.
Special code.
We have our company website hosted there, linusmediagroup.com. You can check it out. It's pretty freaking cool. Also, XSplit. We're using XSplit to stream right now. That is the software that we're using. It's pretty great. I like it. Some people like XSplit as well that aren't me, so that's cool. You can usually find them on twitch.com, although they might use other things as well. Twitch.tv, I mean.
Yeah.
You like Mr. XSplit?
I do. Yeah, I've met him a few times, and
yeah, he's a pretty stand-up guy. Yeah. It costs money to hang out with him.
That's the bummer.
But then he's a really good dude to hang out with.
And sometimes you got to pay the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
the way it is.
Life is pay to play sometimes.
Yep.
So our first topic, whoa, everything changed. Our first topic is electric cars that could produce more CO2 emissions in some provinces. Now, for the Americans out there, our things aren't states.
Nope.
They're provinces.
Yep.
Or territories.
Yep.
Depending on where they are. Don't worry about that too much. But certain ones of our file folder provinces, they are in some areas.
They are.
They're
You've just confused
columns.
everyone.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Some of the areas within our country, it might actually produce more CO2 to run an electric car than a gas-powered car.
Crazy.
Why does it make you crazy?
Because you try to be a good person and you try to this is extra money for a lot of people, and you try to be a good person and do the right thing, and you're still not doing the right thing.
It's true, although even in those areas, it might still be cheaper to fill up your car with electricity than gas. It might just be more environmentally hurting.
And if you just look at it as you shouldn't buy an electric car because you're still going to be producing CO2 emissions, that doesn't take into account the fact that we are going to run out of fossil fuels.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that more later with Elon Musk's statement. No, I'm just saying. We'll talk about that more later with Elon Musk's statement about how it's one of the dumbest experiments humanity's ever done. Yeah. But we'll get into that. Maybe that'll be our next topic. But the reason why is that a lot of these states that are noted, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Nova Scotia, again, for people outside of Canada, those are just places within Canada, they're producing a lot of their electricity by burning coal. So the act of burning coal is producing huge amounts of CO2. So I don't know how much people should even lean towards this, because if people buy electric cars, and then there's a lot of electricity being used because of that, I expect these places to modernize.
Exactly. Technology in other areas should be coming along with the electric car.
Nuclear is a sketchy thing to talk about in general, but it produces a lot more clean energy, although you have radioactive waste, so I don't know. A lot less CO2 producing issues, I guess.
Yes, less CO2 producing. We may all glow green.
We might die from radiation
at some point,
because they're pouring into rivers in some areas.
But there'll be less CO2.
Yeah.
So
whether that's important or not, I don't know. It's up to debate. But there's also other things like the thorium reactors that people are looking into, and interesting different setups, geothermal, wind. Some of these provinces could super definitely take care of wind energy. A lot of crazy wind in some of these areas.
Yep.
Especially a lot of these provinces are flatland.
Yep.
put some freaking windmills on that, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think while it might be true now, I don't know how much I would really push people to.
In other words, don't freak out that you're not necessarily doing a good thing. Yeah.
And it's talked in this article, which I didn't share at all, but I'll share right now.
I taught you to share.
Man, I didn't even bring the article up either. I'm not usually the one that has to like have the articles on my screen.
Excuses. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh geez. The button's even called Linus screen. How am I even? I don't know. Anyways, electric guitars.
You went to
electric
university.
guitars. I'm not doing good today.
No, I taught you to share, and you went to university, so.
I did. Anyways, here's an article that we already talked about, so I'm going to scroll up and down so it looks like I did something. Anyways, yeah, things are a little outdated. Things could change. Things could get better. Anyways.
I think we have to move forward. We can't.
Yes.
If we look at, if we do this, then we'll never do anything.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And this is, the reason why I want to bring this up, even though it's a very Canadian article, is this is probably true in a lot of different areas. This one is just specifically pointing out 3 different provinces where, by doing research, it has been somewhat proven that it would be more harmful to use the electric why do I keep on saying guitars?
I don't know.
I have no idea why. It might be more harmful to use the electric cars, but
and I'm sure it's true in the States as well, depending on
some
where
areas.
you are.
Yeah. But then a lot of places, including places like Germany, are super, well, I say Germany because this was an article we talked about on the WAN show about a year ago, are ramping up their renewable energy gathering electricity stuff a lot lately, like solar and wind.
Yeah. I think the answer is to find a way to use CO2 to power things.
I think there is. I don't remember. They're catching it off of nuclear plants and using it for stuff or something.
See?
I don't remember what it was, but it's not super effective, I think, was the problem.
Yes, but they can work on it.
Yeah, for sure. The reason why I brought up the Germany thing was, I think, if I remember, I don't know if this is still true, but I think it was like Germany is producing like more green electricity than like
Those
the whole
Germans,
states or something.
They just
it was crazy.
do stuff.
I don't know if that
they
article's still true. It's been a while. Anyways, we'll jump down to that other article, boop 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 boop, which is like kind of near the bottom, the Elon Musk one. If you want to find it easily, you just hold Control and press F.
Get out of here.
And then type in Elon. Hold Control, press F.
Yeah.
Elon.
E-L-A-N?
E-L-O-N.
E-L-O-N.
Backspace is here. O-N. There you go. Now this one, it's
Look
right there.
at
Boom.
that.
Boom.
You're really smart.
Thank you. I do it for work. It's called Linus Tech Tips.
It's very impressive.
You should check it out on YouTube. It's not
I've heard of them. I've heard of them. They have like way more subscribers and way more views than like way more people, but they're kind of like this niche spot
thing. Yeah, they're a little weird.
No, they're not weird. It's just that they're like totally successful. I was really, can I say I was mad at SourceFed the other day?
Yeah. Let's talk about this.
I love SourceFed.
Okay.
I have been watching SourceFed since...
Probably since they came around.
Yes. Since he had a backwards baseball cap and an earring.
No, that's when you were watching Philip DeFranco.
Yes,
SourceFed
sorry, that's
is
right.
Newer.
You're so right. I've been watching Philip DeFranco forever.
Yeah.
And love him. And I really kind of equate him a little bit to you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was very willing to bring other people in, and I see a lot of YouTubers
solo teams,
and I understand that that's a way to go, and some people are very successful that way.
Yeah.
But Philip and Linus and yourself were very inclusive of others and other ideas and bringing other people in.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, and I think that has had a huge effect on your success. I think that's a big reason why you're both successful, both Philip DeFranco and you guys.
Yeah. And there's definitely, like, not to hammer on the solo guys, there's solo guys that are bigger than we are.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very different way of going about things. That's an interesting, but why were you mad at them?
Because the new platform that you guys, I'm not going to say, you're not moving to it. You're staying here.
So much misinformation.
Staying here, but also going to have videos on Vessel.
Yeah.
SourceFed did a video on how they're doing the same thing. Okay. And they were mentioning other folks who are going over to Vessel, and they didn't mention you guys. Yeah. It's very sad.
That's horrible.
I was a little upset.
We get ignored by like the whole rest of the YouTube community. I'll tell people about like what I do, and I'm like, yeah, I do YouTube stuff. And they're like, oh, do you know like Jenna Marbles? And I'm like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know Austin Evans and Marcus Brownlee and like Jay's 2 Cents and Barnacles and
it's a different.
I'm worried now because now if I don't mention everybody, someone's gonna be mad.
Assume you've been mentioned.
And everyone else.
Yes.
Because I'd probably honestly be sitting here for a little while.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of tech guys.
And I would have never started watching Philip DeFranco if I didn't.
Box therapy.
Yes. Keep putting him in there. We don't want to tick
Yeah, I know. Hard work connects.
Good job.
Thank you.
If I hadn't had young men.
Timmy check.
Good. In my house, because I was interested in what you guys were interested in, and you guys got me started on him. So I'm definitely not the typical Philip DeFranco audience member, but I love him, and I watch SourceFed every day. And now he has his family channel.
There's a family channel?
Oh, I love it.
Did he ever marry that girl?
Yes, he did. It was beautiful. It was so great. And the baby.
Oh, God.
That is the cutest baby. No. I am not kidding you. He's got hair like you wouldn't believe.
It has hair.
He's got hair. Like hair. Oh, he is the cutest. And they just put out their wedding video. Oh, I watched it like 4 times. It's so good. It's so sweet. And she's beautiful and he's awesome. And then there's a part where the baby's in the middle and they're kissing him and they're making a love sandwich. We used to make love sandwiches. Remember? I should have brought the picture.
No.
Oh, that would next time. I'm bringing a picture.
Now no one has to guess who you are.
Your dad would get on one side and I get there and I'd say, let's make a love sandwich and we kiss your cheeks.
I think I have that photo, yeah.
Yes.
I think you just turned into like a 12-year-old.
I did a little bit.
For a little while.
But see, I love Philip DeFranco, and that's a lesson. You think something's not going to be for you, but I started watching him because of you guys.
Yeah.
And it's years now. I've been a fan.
I haven't watched him in a really long time, but I remember like him
because you're busy.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make that clear.
But I remember like him and his girlfriend like first kind of started hanging out, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. And then like he was having troubles with his dad's cancer or something. It's been a long time.
It's not cancer, but it's okay.
It's been a long time.
His dad got a transplant.
There we go.
Very exciting.
That's good.
And it was one of their... Sorry, that was probably loud. Nope. Sorry, guys. It was one of their subscribers that gave one of his... I know.
Is that... I didn't think you could even do that. I thought you had to like enter into the system or whatever.
I'm just afraid to say too many details because I'm going to get them wrong.
Right. That always sucks on the show because you're like, I'm 90% sure I know this, but if not, I will get destroyed.
But no, I am 90% sure that one of his subscribers gave his dad...
Did it like happen to be that way, or was it like one of his subscribers like stepped up? Do you know?
Do you know if Philip went on the show and let it be known that there was this situation, and I think one of his subscribers
like offered up.
Yep.
What was it, like a kidney or something?
I think so, but
because there's not a lot of organs where you just be like, sure, have one.
No,
of mine.
Exactly. I know, and I don't want to get it wrong.
Okay.
And I love you, Philip DeFranco family.
Wow.
So I don't want to insult you by getting something wrong, but I have followed them for so long. I just Anyway.
Okay.
But you got to mention Linus Media Tech on some of your videos.
Linus Media Tech.
Sorry.
Your next video from Linus Media Tech.
Well, the reason I got tongue-tied is because I almost said Luke Media Tech.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's okay. Cool. I can take that.
All right.
Jumping back to tech things.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk came out, and if I can scroll down here, said that...
Is that a cool name or what?
Elon Musk?
That's a cool name.
He's kind of badass in general.
Badass
so I'll give him that
name,
one.
Okay.
He's crazy. But anyways, he said burning fossil fuels is the dumbest experiment in history by far. And one of the things that I worry about, and that face that was just made, is a lot of people don't know, and like I understand why they don't know this, but a lot of people don't know how Elon will talk. So I think what he means by the dumbest isn't like, well, some dude put 18 bottle rockets in a toilet and sat on it. That's a stupid experiment. Like, I don't think he means in that way. I think he means, like, it was kind of dumb, and we kept doing it, and to such a large degree. And, like, the thing is, Elon Musk will take in so many bits of information and slam them into a small sentence. And everyone goes, what? It happens a lot.
Yep, knowing your source and how they talk.
Yeah, and I don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty sure how he's encompassing this is in from all the different directions of how you could grade a possible experiment, including overall impact and including like economic levels and stability and all this kind of stuff. Like I think he included all these really highbrow ways of looking at it, but then put it into a sentence with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words.
Yeah, and I suspect he was making that sentence in that way, and I can't think of the word that I want, to like draw you in.
Yeah.
And have you go, what?
Probably. Now there's some issues with this.
Sure.
He's heavily invested in solar energy as a company called Solar Cities. I believe it's called Solar Cities. I could be wrong on that one. And he's heavily invested in solar energy because he has a company called Tesla,
but
which is
it doesn't completely...
No. It's still an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
This was on I believe, Star Talk Radio with Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's freaking awesome. He's the dude, I got a badass over here. And he's also like a fantastic scientist.
And I know him because somebody asked for his book for Christmas.
Oh yeah, I did.
So
it's great too.
Yes. So I had to
really
go in the bookstore and find him.
So let me see exactly where it is, because I don't remember where the... Oh, I think I have the quote in the note. Whoop! Of course I screwed up already. At least I didn't show like an NDA email like Linus
exactly.
does. Woo!
At least you didn't do that.
Dodged that bullet. Showing the doc just means that they see one of the articles that we'll talk about later.
It's not even a mistake.
Oh, right? Yeah, I meant that on purpose. I mean,
exactly.
Anyways, Tyson sounded kind of surprised and asked, "Can you think of a dumber experiment?" And Musk responded, "I honestly cannot. What could possibly come of staying on oil?" Which is another reason why I think he was looking at it from a lot of different angles, because he said staying on oil. He didn't say trying to run a car with a combustible engine. He didn't say that was the dumbest experiment.
Right. But we didn't necessarily stay on oil.
No.
I mean, because what were the options?
Well, that's an interesting conversation, because the electric car and the gas car were conceived at very similar points in time.
And but how many people know that?
Well, that's part of the conversation, because it was fairly covered up. Potentially.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't want to get into crazy politics on the show. I never like doing that. But that's a thing. And then there's that guy that you talked to forever ago. What's this story? I was really young.
Yeah.
I just remember like being like, that's a weird automobile. I'm a small kid. I'm going to go do something else.
7, 8, 9 years old, something like that. And I was just reading the local paper, and it had an article in there about a young man who converted his truck into battery power, and only battery power. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I did a little investigating. We had no Google back then.
No.
So I actually worked.
You probably had to like call the newspaper or something.
Yes, I must have done something like that. And we tracked him down, and we went to see him and looked at his truck, and that was a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
And he was making it all the way to Vancouver and back from Langley, so he was getting obviously at least an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
There was a lot of car batteries, right?
Yes.
I think it was a lot of strung together car batteries.
Yeah, lined up in the back of his truck.
Yeah, but he had to have that noisemaker thing?
Well, that's interesting, because when I was reading this article, it makes a big deal about how the car is silent, and I'm not sure that's a good idea, and that's what made me remember going to see this young man in his truck, because legally he had to rig it somehow that the truck made a noise.
Noise, yeah.
And when you think about it, that's a big deal. Like, how many people are now, especially, looking down at their phones and texting and crossing streets and things? If you've got silent cars, this is not a good thing.
That's another thing, though, is a lot of gas-powered cars are getting really quiet, too.
That's true, yeah.
Gas and, like, petrol, diesel. Diesel's pretty loud.
And not just people, but what about ducklings?
And the animals in general.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's the pedestrian horn in a lot of cars, where it's like a quieter horn, but you'd be like, meep, meep.
Right.
I'm here, please move.
But... see, when cars make a lot of noise, if the driver's not paying attention, the other person can be paying attention.
I know. I hear you.
Do you know what I mean?
And one thing about a combustible engine is it can often just sound scary.
Yes. Which, on the other hand, would our world be better if we didn't have the noise of cars? Yeah. So maybe we can have them all quack like little ducklings. Seriously, wouldn't that be cute? Instead of like you hear. Oh, and big semi trucks could be quack quack quack. But if you're a regular size car, what do little ducks say? They go quack 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 quack.
Yeah, like what would a smart car be? Or one of those like car to go things, which might be smart cars.
The little guys?
Yeah.
Oh, they'd be little tiny things. They go beep beep or wee wee or something. Wouldn't that be better?
I think you might have a hard time passing that as law.
I don't know. If you have to vote between or beep beep, what are you going to choose?
Okay, Strawpoll.
Strawpoll.
Strawpoll. One second.
That was too loud. Sorry,
She
guys.
got excited.
Sorry. If all the cars went beep beep beep, oh my gosh!
What?
Just going to work in the morning would cheer you up.
Would you?
It would be so
prefer. That's an interesting one. I wonder if like overall happiness would go up or down, or people would be like, "Wow, I don't want to freaking hear that anymore."
That's why cat videos are so popular. People want a little cuteness in their life, and recently,
but maybe too much cuteness.
No such thing. No such thing. Did you see the Facebook frog that was going around a little while ago? Cute little frog, and when he opens his little mouth, his little beep comes out. Seriously. Beep, 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 beep. There's the sound.
Okay.
That's the sound.
I just straw polled that. We'll come back to it in a second. I'm going to jump to a technical...
Before you jump, I'm going to jump. I just want you all to know, this is my voice. I do not talk like this. And when Linus imitates me, this is not really how I talk at all. I just wanted to get that out there. I feel better. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Carry on.
So, our next topic, which I will share in the Twitch chat at the same time, because I don't think I've been doing a very good job of that, shabwomp, is NVIDIA readying GM200-based GeForce GTX 980 Ti. Why is this green?
I hate it when they do that.
Right?
Ugh.
It sucks or it's great. Do you know which one?
No.
That's actually very applicable. Holy balls.
See? Hey.
Last week on the WAN show, we were talking about Titan X and stuff, and I don't remember how we got into this topic, but another high-end GPU from NVIDIA. And I said they might do it. Linus said they might not because they're out of names, because the 980 is already a fully unlocked chip.
They're out of names?
In this category. Don't worry about it. So now people are bringing up if they're going to release a 980 Ti, which they shouldn't because it's already a fully unlocked chip, and usually Ti means that it's unlocked, but then not always because of other Ti versions have been different. Confusing. It can't really be a 990 because that usually means a dual GPU card. So it can't really be any of those. They could bring that back the 8.5. It could be a 985.
What about GTX Sunflowers?
I don't think...
Why?
I don't... Maybe their GPUs should quack.
That would be great! Because we have one computer in our house that just goes all the time.
What one's that?
The one downstairs.
The one by the TV?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's loud, man.
Okay. I can probably replace that for you guys.
And I have that little yellow duck. I could put the little yellow duck beside the computer, and if the computer made the quacking sound.
But would you not get tired of that? Like I can't imagine that
I'm
quacking
tired of that.
Literally 24/7.
What would you prefer, or quack quack?
But you can probably drown out because it's predictable and similar. It's like white noise.
But quack quack brings lovely images to your mind.
Okay. Anyways, it should have 3072 CUDA cores, 6 gigabytes of memory compared to the 12 gigs on a Titan X.
Really?
Same memory bus width of 384-bit. And AIC partners like EVGA and ASUS and whatnot will be able to make custom designs for it, which is huge because if it is the same chip as a Titan X and people will be able to have custom power delivery options and custom coolers on it and stuff, that would be great.
Custom
Absolutely
picture
great.
of a duck?
You know what? There's people that can make acrylic backplates for your graphics card that can have whatever you want on it. So you could get one of a duck. That could totally happen. And yeah, they could have other factory overclock speeds and stuff. Because one of the big problems with the Titan X, as you guys saw in my video on it, is it thermal throttles like immediately. So if you have that same chip, maybe at a different level of unlock or something, less memory, whatever this card comes out with.
It wouldn't thermal throttle?
It might not. Because people might be able to come out with custom cooling solutions for it, which could be fantastic. I don't know. That makes me pretty excited. I clicked on the wrong thing again. Jeebers. I'm still getting used to this. I love how my auto sensor comes in. I say stuff like Jeebers. I don't think I've said Jeebers in like years.
Gee, I wonder why you're saying Jeebers.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, jumping back out. That's interesting. I hope this happens because new graphics cards are one of the only like super exciting things in computers right now.
Seriously?
CPUs seem to be like almost, I'm going to say too fast, but I don't mean too fast. A lot of applications aren't really using them properly. Like, we don't have properly, like, okay, with a CPU, you'll have cores, right? So you have an i7-2600K.
Yep.
That has that has 4 cores and 4 hyperthreads.
4 and 4. Yep.
So you have kind of 8 lanes. Think of it like a road.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of applications are only programmed to use like 2 to 4 of them.
So it's waste.
So they'll just not use the other
Not
ones.
being used.
It's not very well balanced.
No.
Or they'll be like, yeah, we're going to use core 1 and 2 a lot and core 7. And it's like, what?
Yeah, no, spread it out.
Exactly. But they're not that good at that yet. So it's frustrating. So upgrading your CPU like crazy often doesn't even help that much. Memory, like a lot of it can be somewhat boring. And then every single time that a new graphics card comes out, it's like, yeah, because graphics cards affect your games a lot. Like, a lot. A lot of games lean heavily on graphics cards. And then even stuff like folding, our folding team currently is like number 3 in the world in terms of active folders. And our Boink team is awesome too. We just need to get you up cheering for everything.
No, I know about these.
Yes.
I'm aware.
My dad is super hardcore into
and
that
it's
kind
very
of stuff.
cool. And that's why I have computers in my house that make atrocious
a lot of noise
because they're doing the folding. And...
Right, because that computer's running Boink. Okay, that makes sense. Graphics cards often push a lot more in those fields as well. So like,
and if something doesn't look good, it takes a lot away from it.
Yeah. If you're trying to play a game and it's like
not even gaming. Like, everybody watches videos, everybody goes on YouTube.
That will usually be more determined by your monitor's quality. So if you have a monitor that's really good, has a nice resolution, good contrast ratio, although that's a really sketchy topic, is an IPS panel, like all those kind of things.
Oh, okay, good point. That's why you walked by my desk a couple of years ago and went, that's a crappy monitor, and swapped me a new one.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because when I looked at it on the side, it was like, it had what's called color shift. So like it looked, all the colors were weird and off and stuff. If you look at it right in front of it, it can maybe look fine.
Oh.
But when you look at it on an angle at all, it'll look really garbage.
Interesting.
So when I walked past your computer, I was like, blah.
Ah.
That looks gross. Cool. And then I got you an IPS panel monitor.
It's very nice.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I need to get you an SSD.
Yes.
She's been having a lot of problems.
How fast should Luke get me an SSD?
Oh, jeez.
Really, really fast. No, that DNS Cloudflare driving me nuts.
Okay, so that's not entirely... That's just... Your computer's just kind of messed up right now.
No.
She's having tons
who
of
thinks
networky stuff.
I should have a messed up computer when I have him?
Well, see, 'cause you won't tell me when things go wrong.
Because I don't want to bug you.
I know, but then you tell me when they're, like, catastrophically wrong.
It's true, I do. But I don't want to bug you. But I'm to the point now with the DNS.
No, your current one, I need to come over and fix some things. I think she's got some crazy networking problems. I don't know if it's her router or what, but something's going on. Anyways, 62% of people said aggressive engine noise, and 38% of people said quacking.
Aw, seriously, guys?
That's not a bad percentage. I honestly thought you'd get less.
You thought it was
going to
be worse? Yeah. Okay.
Although if I added, like, banana... Most people would have voted for that.
Oh, so I see your point.
You never really know.
Okay.
You know, I'm thinking on, like, political polls, like, when you go to vote for someone, they should just add, like, fruits and vegetables or pizza at the bottom, and then just be like, how serious are people right now? Would you rather vote for the idea of pizza tasting better than fruits and vegetables than your political party leader? Because if you would, then they're probably doing something wrong.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
It is. Anyways. All right. I'm going to switch back to no guest and try to jump to our next topic. Okay. So this is interesting. I don't know what your stance on this is, but Apple retail employees being trained to give people fashion advice. Are you facepalming? I'm not even facepalming on this one. I want to, what do you think? Go.
I feel bad for those employees.
Okay.
They have to come up with a comment on someone's fashion taste. That's putting them in a really awkward spot.
But if you are, like, you're an employee at a retail store, you have to give people suggestions based on their lifestyle.
Yes, but those employees, I'm assuming, considering that they all wear blue shirts and khaki every day are hired for their
but
technical knowledge.
you have to... No, not necessarily, because the guys behind the counter, the Genius Bar guys, are kind of like the Geek Squatty kind of style thing.
Yeah.
Or like the just general help you with your computer thing. The rest of the people are just sales, I think. Right. I might be wrong. I think that's how the Apple Store works. Behind the desk people...
Yeah, I've known a lot of young people who've worked at Best Buy. I just happen to have known that. And when I think of them, I think nerd in the most wonderful possible way.
You knew a lot of people that worked in Geek Squad. That's the behind the table kind of same style, I think, as Genius Bar people. I don't know. I might be getting that wrong, but I think. That's where the techie ones go, is the Genius Bar guys.
Fair enough. But... what happens when this 18-year-old techie guy is looking at this young lady and he has to come up with something to say about her fashion?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know. I get that, but it's still a retail store. They still have to make suggestions based off things. And what you're going to get is you're going to have a huge store. There's tons of Apple employees in stores.
Yeah.
You see an army of blue shirts every single time you walk by there. Well, or go in there. I don't know. But... if there's young ladies that also work there, which is probably true, because the crew usually looks pretty diverse.
Yes, true.
In like all possible ways.
True.
It's you can talk to them and be like, okay, well, what ones would you like?
Yes.
Like they don't, and when you're a retail store employee, you, especially when it's not like a grocery store, when you're like trying to recommend products to people, you're doing it based off experience.
Yep. Yeah. In a lot of businesses, we talk about scope and not working out of your scope. And I kind of feel like they're asking their employees to work outside
some of their
employees,
scope. I'm sure.
Yeah. And you know, they don't do anything on an individual basis. So if this is a new policy, it's going to be for everybody.
Probably.
And I think it's odd. And I also think for the customer, it's odd. So if I walk in there and I'm looking at tech and somebody walks up to me and says...
At the same time, though, if you walked in and you were like, I want the pink one, he's probably not going to be like, well, I think, based on your fashion sense, that you should take the black one, because you said you wanted the specific one. He might try to upsell you on the actual watch bit.
But that's because I walked in saying I want the pink one. I'm feeling for the employee and the customer when they walk in, and I don't know what I want necessarily, and he's got to take his brain off tech and put it onto...
If he's any good of a salesman... he'll go, let's try a few. And try to give you a range. And you're allowed to try them on.
But what's reported is they're supposed to make a comment about their fashion sense. Yeah, that's the part that's getting me.
I don't remember exactly where it is. I'm going to take this off screen because I'm going to try and be pro about this.
Yeah, it's something about they're supposed to make a decision about...
quote unquote, or quote, and I'll unquote later. People get mad about that. You seem to have a fun style. I think the pink sport band would match your style perfectly. Unquote.
And let's just hope that the poor person who's working doesn't say that to an emo person. Because, you know...
See, but you probably wouldn't.
But not everybody is socially savvy. Yes. There's a lot of people who are not socially savvy.
Yes.
And it's just, there's so much room for it to be taken wrong and so much room for it to go wrong. And I just think it's a little bit silly.
It's sketchy, but I don't know. I think they'll probably be all right. Yeah. Anyways, in other news, there is also the new Tesla spotted. We're not going to talk about this a ton, but I will show you guys the thingamajigger.
It looks pretty cool.
It's also covered up really heavily.
Well, because they didn't want anybody to know, right?
Yeah, but it's covered up really heavily and super obviously it, which I find to be like a weird mix. I'll jump back here. So that's the Tesla Model X. You can even I'm not going to here. I'll mute it. The video audio is really bad, so I'll mute it. But here's the video. You can see, it's hard to see in this video, but if you open it up, you can see the Tesla logo on the back. It's just covered in white.
Though?
Yeah, it's just covered in white. And like their headlights are heavily covered in white, and the logo on the front is like covered, but you can still see the shape of it. Like it's still very obviously a Model X. And I love how like the guy notices that he's filming and he takes off.
Yeah. I'm out of here.
Oh jeez. Yeah. Anyways.
However, maybe it was meant to be noticed.
You know, super possible. Definitely super possible. I wouldn't put that past them at all. That's a really good marketing move.
Yep.
A lot of times when things leak, Like
they're
it
not leaked.
super happened on purpose.
Yep.
And you'll notice because it's like specific good things
Yep.
that will leak usually.
Yeah.
That's honestly usually how it goes. Another more techie topic, give me 1 second. Intel and Micron announced 3D NAND production opens up the potential gates for 10 terabyte SSDs, which is ridiculous.
10 terabytes. Woo!
Yes, you have a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Okay.
And that's it.
Oh, I'm
so
way behind.
You need, I need to get you an SSD. But what I'm thinking about getting you is like a 256 gig SSD.
Is that good, guys?
Not a 10 terabyte one.
Not. Oh.
No. Because that's insane. And one thing that's interesting about this article...
Insane can be very good.
It can be. I'm going to jump to line of screen. I'm also... Whoa. Give me 1 second. I want to do some things. Oh, that sucked. I broke things. Give me a moment. There we go.
How do you know?
Hi-ya.
How do you know it's an SSD I need? Because
it's the market is kind of shifting. It's turning. Before, for a long time, it was like just get a hard drive and that's all you need and you're fine. And then when SSDs first came out, it was like SSDs are really expensive, so probably just get a hard drive in a lot of situations because they're really expensive and they're possibly sketchy right now. And now they're much more affordable and it's way faster, especially for the kind of things that you'll be doing.
Okay.
Once you get into a game, it's not really going to affect anything.
Okay.
But you'll do less gaming.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, there's a bunch of different quotes in here where they're like, oh, it'll drive the price of everything down. Yes, probably. But I don't know by how much. It'll probably keep on just following the trend that it has been for the most part because 10 terabyte is going to still be crazy expensive. I can pretty much guarantee you that. They will ride that money train that they can for 10 terabyte for quite a while. And yeah, SSDs are dropping like a rock and have been for a long time, so I assume they'll just continue doing that. I don't think it's going to be like suddenly sharper all of a sudden.
Have you got one ready to go, or you have to go find me one?
Oh, an SSD?
Yeah.
I don't have one yet. I have to go get you one.
Okay, after the show.
Whoa. I don't know if the store will still be open.
You can order it online.
Yes, that's possible. Okay. It's, a huge, massive, high volume of data, over 3 times the D3 technology, and they'll be getting a maximum of 48 gigabytes per memory die, which is crazy, in 3D stacking, which is absolutely badass.
Sounds like I need that, too.
I don't know if you need a 10 terabyte SSD.
Well...
I think that might be a little bit excessive.
Oh.
I hope we get one of these. I don't know. I believe the 2.5-inch SSDs are the 10 terabyte capable ones. Yeah, it looks like it. Potentially over 10 terabytes. And M.2 drives will be probably somewhere around 3.5 terabytes, at least at the beginning, which is, I don't know, that's pretty cool. We've kind of known this was coming for a long time. I didn't actually think it was going to be that crazy, so that's actually quite exciting.
Cool.
But yeah, I just want to try one because it's going to be really interesting. Because
Perfect
once
opportunity. Buy me one. I will let you try it.
Oh, they're not even like close to being out yet, so I can't buy you one, unfortunately.
But an SSD you can.
And they're going to be crazy expensive. Yes, a general SSD I can, not a 3D NAND 10 terabyte one.
Okay.
But it's going to be interesting when people are able to move to essentially all solid-state drive for their computer. Now, I don't mean long-term backup, because you're still probably going to want hard drives for that, because when a solid-state drive dies, it's dead.
Oh.
Like when a hard drive dies, you can like replace the platters into something else so that they can be read off of a different motor if the motor fails or if the needle fails, or if it dies in general and that's not the reason, you can sometimes use data recovery tools to get things back, or if you wipe it by accident, you can use data recovery tools to get it back, which is nice.
And there's a silver disc in there.
Yep.
If you take it out and you pound it with a hammer and you shape it and then you put like a jewel thing in the center, it's a really cool decoration piece. One of my friends does that.
I actually remember that.
They look fantastic. I can bring one. I'll bring one next time.
People have used them actually for a lot of different art installation
totally
style stuff. Because they're actually pretty sweet, yeah. And if you have a hard drive running and then like drill a hole through the back first, then have a hard drive running and then like poke them out while they're spinning, they just take off and roll across the floor really quickly.
Oh, we have to try that.
Because they spin at like 10,000 RPMs.
Why has that not been on a Superfun video?
There's we should do that for Superfun.
Why?
There's YouTube videos of it.
Well, there's not a
and like there's a
video
YouTube video where they built a ramp at the end.
Yeah.
So they all go poof, go flying up the wall.
Oh, right on.
It's hilarious. Anyways.
We try and shoot them over the house.
I don't know if they go that fast.
We should get your dad and your brother to run across, and we try and shoot them with it.
Make like hard drive disk guns.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They can have
Taryn
a small
can
shield.
probably help me make one of these.
Yeah.
Because we'd need a handle, and like the trigger mechanism would just push the rod.
Yep.
And then have like a hard drive or multiple hard drives sitting there spinning, and just an ATX power supply that has its 24-pin pinned.
Yep.
So it's constantly running.
Gotta go multiple.
Multiple hard drives?
Oh, absolutely.
So then every single time you pull the trigger, it could shoot like 4 of them.
Exactly.
That could actually be sick. Oh my god. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
I gotta tell Taryn to do that. Anyways.
Taryn!
We can't yell. We do that way too much. Next up is YouTube reportedly challenging Twitch with a new streaming service. This is actually super interesting. Give me one moment.
I'm trying to think of the negative.
I don't think there's a negative in having more competition for Twitch. Obviously, there is already competition for Twitch.
Not that we don't love Twitch.
Yes. The competition is just good. There's like a Hitbox and other things already competing with Twitch. But I don't know. Like, I worry about a few things. One of the big reasons why Twitch is good, and like, okay, Google is planning to step up their game and do a lot of like sponsorship style stuff and do exclusive events on their streaming service and a lot of this kind of stuff. But one of the reasons why Twitch is huge is the potential income level of the streamers through subscriptions, not through ads.
Okay,
people will subscribe so that they can get a custom icon in chat and have other custom icons in chat when they type, so they can have custom emoticons, sorry. And like sometimes streamers can put it to subscriber only chat, so only their subscribers can talk.
Right.
And
right,
all these, like, there's a bunch of different benefits potentially for streamers, for subscribers. And I don't really see the YouTube one doing that. They might. There's already streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just kind of crap, to be completely honest. And like another problem with that is it uses your real name and stuff. Like if you want to talk in chat, which is always gross. Although I think they're being more lenient about that now. I don't know. I haven't been staying on top of that.
I wonder why.
They might not be doing that anymore. But it's the YouTube streaming platform, in my opinion, has never really been as good as Twitch's. And Twitch has super good game integration and stuff. And like I'm sure it's Google. They could do something.
Exactly.
They could make things better.
Yep.
And they probably will because it's Google, so they'll figure it out. But subscriptions are and not YouTube subscriptions, they're very different. Twitch level paying subscriptions are super important for high-end streamers who want this to be their job.
Yes. Yes.
So I know YouTube is going to try to acquire people, and like I'm going to stop it from being on the article for a sec, but I believe they're already working on little packages. Let me see. Google wants to do it bigger and better with major sponsorships and exclusive events. So that's not too surprising. And there will be huge opportunities for established streamers and organizations soon. And I would say that record numbers of eSports viewers are only going to grow when Google starts partnering and promoting these events. I agree with that. I agree that it will probably grow. The huge opportunities for established streamers, I think people are going to be fairly careful about that because their subscribers on Twitch are extremely important, and if they're already really established on Twitch and already have a huge subscriber base, it's extremely risky because you're probably going to be picking one or the other.
Yeah,
we have the nice advantage of being able to upload our archived videos all over the place.
Right.
We upload them on Vessel, YouTube, Facebook. Facebook gets like 30,000 views every time we upload it. We upload them on Daily Motion, I think it's called. I don't know. That one's small. We upload them all over the place. Yeah. Just so that if someone wants to be able to watch a Line of Stick Tips video on a platform, they can. That's generally the idea. Yeah. But if you're a streamer, I don't think they're going to be too happy if you're streaming on the same platforms at the same time. And that would be crazy data rate anyways.
Right.
It's going to be really difficult for them. I don't
It'll be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. It really depends on how heavily YouTube decides to compensate.
Yeah.
I think.
And I think it's not so easy just from personal experience to get people to switch a platform. Once you're used to something and you enjoy it and you've been going there for a long time, habit takes over.
Yeah, completely. You're used to viewing in a certain area. You might have friends that you talk to that view in that same area.
Forgot your password,
bookmarked.
So you kind of stuck there.
Yeah. That's probably more of your problem. Anyways, yeah, it's going to be interesting, but I don't know. Let's jump a little bit. The Xbox One, we all like making fun of consoles, so that's not too surprising that we're going to be talking about Xbox One here for a moment, is doing bad things. The bad things that it is doing is it's using up way too much freaking power. Like, way too much power. So this was posted by, Matt12046. I need to go back and do some shout-outs, because I totally forgot. The YouTube streaming service one was by Sergeant Ballistic. Intel and Micron 3D NAND was by Amit Mariosef. I hope I said that right. New Tesla spotted was by you. Apple employees to give fashion advice was by you. NVIDIA. Yep.
So sorry.
No problem.
Reading GM200 based GeForce GTX 980 Ti was by Sir Gamealot.
Yep. Electric Cars was also by you. So a lot of them have just been from you so far. Good work. Good pre-research. Anyways, back to the Xbox thing. This was by, I already said it. I'm going to go to the actual article because his doesn't have a lot of pictures.
It's sucking a lot of energy
because of standby mode. So when
don't
you turn
put it in standby.
Yes, but normally if you don't change anything and you live in North America, I believe in Europe it's automatically set this way, but if you don't change anything and you turn your Xbox off, it just goes into standby, not off. So that, no, we talked about this a little bit before the show.
Yeah, not a lot.
And you were like, that's silly because they're going to listen to you and everything.
If you think you're pushing the off button, it should turn whatever you're pushing the off button on off. That's creepy. It's going to listen to your family talking. It's
because voice stays on.
That's creepy. And you mentioned that they make it hard to actually get it off standby.
It's not like technically difficult, but it's buried in menus so that you wouldn't necessarily find it very easily.
That's to the X power of pi 70,000 creepy.
X power of pi 70,000.
That one.
Badass.
Totally creepy.
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't want you to be able to turn it off easily.
Yeah, I think probably the voice listening thing is sketchy, but
and
to be honest,
selling your private information to bad guys.
I don't know if that's...
No, why else are they doing that?
Both of these, this is a Android phone and iPhone. I'm using both of them right now. It's driving me insane. But both of these have listening features. The iPhone...
They could be listening to us right now. Oh, I guess we're on...
They are.
It doesn't matter.
And we're already streaming anyways. Yeah, but...
how do you know if it's on or not?
The Android one's always on. I have it set up that way. It doesn't have to be set up that way. You can turn, hey, Google now. Wow, it didn't even work. Wait, no, it's
you're
okay.
living in a false security. You think that that's just so you can say, hey, Google now. See, it doesn't even work. But what it's really doing is taping all of your personal conversations, and then it's going to sell that information to bad guys.
Yeah, it's Google, so probably. But what's funny about that is there's an archive of what it's heard. You can find it online on your Google account, and I've gone back and played through most of it, and it's funny.
That's terrible.
The unintentional ones can be like pretty hilarious.
Are you not realizing how terrible this is?
Oh, it's really bad. And this one is the iPhone's one is Hey Siri, but I don't think it's always listening. I think it's just listening when it's plugged in.
So you have no personal life information.
Well, I already didn't.
Well, that's true. But I do, and I would like to keep it that way. Stuff is listening to us. This is freaking me out.
Yeah, it's a thing.
No,
it's a thing. Edward Snowden, when he gets interviews, he has people put their phones in like the freezer and stuff
because it would be so easy to.
Yeah, it would be so easy to tap in. Anyways, ignoring that completely, what I think is really what they're trying to do here is make it seem like the performance is better. Because if it's in standby mode, it can fully boot faster.
Oh. No, not buying that.
Oh, no. I think that's more the reason. They might be listening to stuff too, whatever. I'm not going to say they're not, but I think it's It's the faster boot thing.
You're going to talk about that you need to run out as fast as possible and buy me an SSD, and you're going to get ads for SSDs on your computer. How do you think that happened?
I'm probably going to get ads for SSDs on my computer because I look up SSDs all the time.
Do you think? It's because they're listening.
You wear a bigger tinfoil hat than I do.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
The voice activated stuff, I really like voice activation, but what I want is localized voice activation. The problem with Google's one...
The voice activations don't work anyway.
Yeah, we just showed that. The problem with the Google one, I don't know much about the iPhone one, but problem with OK Google Now... Oh my god, it didn't even work. What are you doing? God.
He doesn't want to talk back. He'll miss something we're saying.
Probably, yeah. Talk back. Is that it sends it back to Google servers to be analyzed.
And to all the bad guys.
But what I want is localized stuff. And there's work being done on that too. Like I want it to process it locally. I've actually been looking into creating my own so that I have full control over it.
Creating your own...
voice listening thing so that I can hook it. I want to hook up a whole bunch of...
Okay, but if you market it, you cannot sell the information to bad guys.
I don't want to market it. I want it to be just my thing.
Okay.
But I want to set up a whole bunch of mics around my place and then have them all funnel into one computer and have it not save anything.
You're talking Star Trek. Computer, I'd like my water at 67 degrees, please.
Yes. No, but like my own thing.
Yeah.
I want to run it myself. I don't want any of the data to go out. I almost want to have it on a computer that's not networked.
But the bad guys will think of a way to get your information.
Technically, it's not networked. There's still ways they can do it with like weird thermal imaging crap and all this kind of stuff. But it wouldn't be connected to the internet, so it's extremely unlikely. They can even do it with like sound things and stuff.
Luke. Sure, Luke. Yeah. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure there's no bad guys getting your information. Amazon
is announcing unlimited cloud storage plans, which I freaked out about at first and was so excited. This was posted by Ah Ming on the forum, just like everything else that gets posted on the forum. There we go. I freaked out.
We have cloud already. Why?
But this is unlimited for $60 a year.
Ooh. Don't we have clouds that have like loads of room in them already?
Yeah, but okay, the reason why I freaked out was because I was like, oh my goodness, we can upload the like 30 terabytes of data that the company has and it'll cost us $60 a month. Or okay. $60 a year, sorry.
Where's that data right now?
Local, hard drives and stuff. And like we don't have to worry about the security of that really because it's just a big archive for us. We upload it all to YouTube anyways, so who cares?
Oh, right.
But not really gonna work. I did some research into like the terms and conditions and stuff. Must be used for personal, non-commercialized reasons.
But why would that be better? Because then you just wouldn't have all these hard drives?
Because it's cheaper. If we wanted to upload that much data, like 30-something terabytes, because the thing is our server isn't 30 terabytes, but we have archived hard drives that aren't on the server.
Right.
So I'm assuming we have somewhere near 30 terabytes. It might even be more than that. It's very likely more than that. If we wanted to upload all of that somewhere...
You have to buy the hard drive.
No, we'd have to pay for the service. And it would cost huge amounts of money. Or we could have our own offsite server, which is more likely at this point.
Right.
But, yeah. And I would really like offsite storage.
So they're purposely not making it available to businesses because businesses will have way more.
They know they do exactly what I want to do.
Right.
And be like, yeah, massive amounts of data. Or like professional photographers uploading all of their shoots up there all the time. Like huge amounts of data. Or professional videographers doing weddings.
Right.
Just, all right, I'll dump all of the footage from the wedding here. I won't even have a local storage array. I'll have like maybe a hard drive or two so that the stuff I'm working on. Mm-hmm. But then everything else can be archived up there. Like it would be really hard for them to do.
Okay.
Of course, I'm sure some people are going to get around it, but like we wouldn't be able to.
But if you've got all your stuff out there in the cloud, the bad guys can go grab that cloud, and then they have all your stuff.
Yes, and this is actually why I'm an advocate for local storage. This is why I have my own local storage server and stuff. But there's also the like 3x3, have it in 3 different formats in 3 different locations argument.
Oy.
Which, if something's super important and you can't lose it, you want it in multiple locations.
Yep.
Now, traditionally,
but how many people are going to do that?
Yeah, and for super important data, people still recommend, like, on-site with RAID redundancy, which does not count as a backup, with RAID redundancy, and then off-site. So like I would have something at my house with RAID redundancy, and then also at like your house, and then if it's super important, I'd have like a copy of it on a hard drive or something in a safety deposit box.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
I don't really have anything that important.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, because the bad guys have all your information
pretty
already,
much.
so there's really no...
And like even when I do taxes, like TurboFile or whoever the crap that I use, I don't even remember, just has my last year's ones.
Exactly.
So
why worry?
I don't know. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Google already offers like 100 gigabyte plans for pretty cheap and all this kind of stuff. But if you have tons amount of storage, that could be cool for you. Amazon servers are pretty badass. Where's the mouse? There it is. Swoop. All right. Jumping back. Okay, so this, you cringed a little bit when you saw this.
Well, who's not going to cringe?
I hear you. I'm going to warn people a little bit. This is a pretty sketchy, freaky image. Some people won't like it, so be mindful of that before we go. This was posted by Mr. Mineheads on the forum. My phone is freaking out. Is this important stuff?
It can't be me, because I'm here. When I phone him, he doesn't answer if he's doing the show anyway.
Nick's talking about some quote that you did or something. I don't know.
Did I do something wrong?
I don't know. It's probably fine. I think he said LOL, so it's probably okay. We can figure that out in a second. I'm going to switch here. So what we're talking about is biohackers are injecting your eyeballs with night vision. Well, okay. More specifically, they're injecting your eyeballs with CE6, or what is it? Like chlorine E6 or something? Ew. Chlorine E6.
And what do we know about chlorine E6 after it's been in your eyeballs for, say, 3 months?
I don't know anything. And I didn't see anything in this topic about it.
No, and I read the article too.
Here's the guy with his eyes all done up. Is that creepy? That's like horror movie level, isn't it?
And hoping that it
like imagine he was coming at you with like.
Okay, we're not saying that it stays like that, right?
I don't think it stays like that.
It better not stay like that.
It doesn't last for very long. The
if
night vision
like
effect
that,
doesn't last for very long. Whoa, get out of
That's
here. Get out of here. I don't want any more stories. Anyways.
The bad guy's trying to get your attention.
You take it and quantify it and write it down and release it. That's how science works. It's flashy. That's okay. I thought he was talking about how fast it would go away. Anyways, it allows him to see... What is this?
No. Carry on. Do your thing.
Okay, I don't know what that is. It allowed him to see at about 50 meters... And he could see people at night in a forest at 50 meters, even if they're standing up against a tree, so it'd be hard to see. He had a 100% success rate. The control group had about 33%, or they'd get it 1/3 of the time.
Why? That's weird.
No, he could see better than them. The control group didn't have any.
Okay.
Because they had to see if it was actually an improvement.
Okay, gotcha.
He was able to see... like symbols about the size of someone's hands in very, very, very much darkness at about 10 meters away.
You know, it does creep me out a little bit, but there's that side to it where I'm thinking, people with vision problems, how much could this help somebody?
It's interesting. The first thing I thought of was like, military applications. They could have like goggles that like auto, because it looks like it's just a drip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I doubt they do an injection if the guy's just holding it. And he said it was like a very thin turkey baster style thing.
Yeah.
So I don't really know, but if they could like quickly do it for military applications, that could be interesting. But if they're wearing goggles, probably already got night vision ones.
Right. But how much easier if you don't have to wear those big goggles?
The honking, like, burp. I don't know. I don't know.
But if it messes with your eyes...
If it messes with your eyes, it also only works for a little while and it's temporary, which could be a problem for military-style applications.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The guy looks crazy either way. Now, I've seen eye tattoos before. And that's what this reminded me of. Let me drop the screen and let me look this up because I don't know what it's going to come up with right away. Have you never heard of that?
On your eyeball?
Yeah, tattoos on your eyeball.
Get the freak out. That's not possible.
Well, I think they do it in, like, jail and stuff.
Like, on the skin around your eyes.
Yeah, okay. No. Okay, so line of screen. So we'll click in, like this dude. See if it's green?
That's tattooed?
I I think so. That dude is
Shut
black.
the door.
This dude, it's blue, I think. He's got crazy tongue stuff going on too. Okay, that one's a little weird. This guy's got light blue, it looks like. He looks like a Viking. That's badass.
No.
This dude's got one yellow one.
Okay, the other topics that we want to talk about today are Facebook shares at an all-time high.
Right.
How weird is that? Sorry to cut you off, but that was gross.
No, that's cool.
Ew.
I understand.
Ew.
I get it. You know what? The audience is probably happy about that anyways.
Ew.
Yeah, someone's like, this is disgusting, get it off the screen, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, okay. Cool. Don't worry about it.
But the Facebook shares up surprised me.
Do we have an article for this?
I think we do. Where was it? It was near the bottom or something.
I'll try to find it. You keep going.
It surprised me because you hear about everybody's going to jump off Facebook and go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And I know there were a couple times that was supposed to happen and then it didn't happen. And I'm a good example of that. I don't like Facebook because of some of their policies, but I can't get off the thing. I look at Facebook every day. I'm going to admit it. I look at Facebook every day. It's an excellent way for me to keep in touch with everybody and see what everybody's doing. But all the talk is always Facebook bad, Facebook negative. So to hear that their shares had gone up didn't make any sense.
They've been doing a lot of really interesting stuff lately. And from a creator standpoint, it's honestly a lot more powerful than a lot of other things. Interaction through Facebook is huge. If I tweet something out, quite a few people will go look at it. If I post something on the Linus Tech Tips Facebook, and this is the same for Linus, he has a much bigger Twitter following than I do, but it's the same for Linus. If we post something on Linus Tech Tips Facebook, it will explode. It's astronomically different, the amount of people that will go from Facebook compared to Twitter. And that's the same with like Instagram. Instagram also has a lot of push, more than Twitter. Because Instagram is more permanent. Twitter is so fast. Things will fly by within like a minute. It'll be completely gone. Instagram, something will stay there for a little bit longer. It'll be in the front of people's feeds for a little bit longer. Facebook, if it's doing well, will just go to so many people and be right in their view.
If you ask people, do you like Facebook, you most often you're going to get a negative response.
It will often say no, but at the same time, everyone uses it.
Exactly.
And Facebook is shifting lately. There was they're moving away from like the hackathon, try everything and break it and see what works style, to a more stable development style. They've been talking about this lately, where they're trying to make it so that people can make money more consistently on their platform. Instead of it being this ridiculous, like, holy crap, Mafia Wars is amazing and Farmville is amazing. They're making billions of dollars, so everyone trying to make copycats and make all these crazy Facebook games and like, okay, Facebook games are old, so let's try doing this other thing and like, this just crazy fest. They're shifting to like, okay, this is an intelligent model. Let's grow with this and try to make this like a continual, interesting thing, which is bigger for businesses, which is probably why their stocks are going up.
Right. Yeah.
Not necessarily because their users are like, oh, this is great. Because Facebook has 1,000,000,001 issues with stuff like privacy.
Yes.
Reading your text messages and listening to phone calls if you have their app installed, and the amount of just times that they change their privacy settings and open things up.
Yeah.
Freaking nuts.
But we're all still there.
But no one leaves. Well, okay, people leave, but not enough. Not enough people to actually make an impact. And a lot of people will just come back. So I don't think they're that scared of people leaving anymore. Because someone will leave for like half a year and then just come back.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I don't like that I can't get what I want. Like, the pre-show roll, the little pre-show thing you do, I often don't get that.
That's YouTube.
Oh, but no, but it's... Oh, so sometimes you guys are just not pasting it to Facebook.
We don't paste the pre-show to Facebook ever.
Oh, but sometimes it's there.
It shouldn't be.
Not the pre-show, but the little, hey, we're going to have the show.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, the hey, we're live
I do
video,
see it sometimes there.
Which I posted too early, which I didn't think would be a problem, but then I remembered the title was messed up.
But too early is better than too late.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, I think Facebook is growing. Yeah, someone just posted in Twitch chat, Facebook equals NSA spy. Yeah, there's some huge issues there.
But so why, when I know that, why can't I get off of it?
And this is a problem for tons of people.
I'm afraid I'm going to miss something.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to post something really cool.
Or you're super scared that you'll lose touch with that friend that you don't talk to anyways.
Exactly. True. Or there was a posting today of this mom owl in her nest and 3 little baby owls, and there were 2 little squirrels in there.
But you can get cuteness factor in other places. Like I've told you about Reddit. You just didn't like it because you didn't configure it though. Because you can make an account And
just
you can,
for the cuteness.
You can unsubscribe from all subreddits and then just leave like dogs and cute. And that would be like your life.
I need to go back and try that.
That would be everything that you need.
There you go.
You could. There's ducks. You could subscribe to ducks. I guarantee. I'm gonna check right now.
There's not just a ducks.
Reddit.com/r/ducks. It might be the Mighty Ducks. It's a sports team.
It's baseball.
Okay. Quack. I'm worried about this.
Okay, I'm not gonna look.
Hold up! Don't look.
I'm not gonna look.
No.
Let's use
Tiny Ducks.
No.
There's got to be a subreddit about ducks.
I would not be surprised.
I don't know. Well, I'm sure there's one. We can set you up with it. But like, there's other ways to get cute things. And you know, dog shaming. You like dog shaming? That's on Reddit. I
look at dog shaming every day.
That's on Reddit.
But on Facebook, if I see a posting for something cute, I'm realizing now not to click on that and go look at it.
Yeah, because it'll track that.
Well, and you get this thing up, subscribe or whatnot, and then maybe I'm connecting two things that shouldn't be connected, but I feel like when I go and I click on those and I look through, not only do they try to get me to subscribe, but I feel like that's causing other things to pop up at odd times. Yeah. See, I thought so. Yeah,
because they're trying to tune ads on other websites for you as well.
Yes.
Because they'll sell the information of what you clicked on and what you're interested in.
It's the bad guys getting your info.
They could make Facebook a paid platform.
Yeah.
So what do you want then?
I know. That's the question, isn't it? But Facebook would have to be much better if I was going to pay for it. That's the thing. It has to work better, easier, faster, without the pains in the butts.
But that's the reason why they're not going to do it.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know. It's a really interesting equation where it's like, am I the customer or am I what's being sold?
Yes.
Well, kind of, because you're a viewer and then you get advertisements towards you, so you're kind of a product.
You're both.
It's a very interesting situation. But then a lot of people are going to lean towards being a product, no matter how horrible that might sound, even to them.
It's true.
Than buying something. They're going to be a lot more sketchy about buying something. It's a really interesting conversation. Yeah. And that's why some people are trying to come out with, like, this might be a really big drop.
To go there or not to go there?
No, it's leaking things.
Oh. To leak things? Or
I'm not going to leak things. But there's plans from various people to do things.
There's plans.
That have to do with stuff.
With stuff.
And not having certain things, but having other things.
Not things, but some things.
Other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was very clear.
That was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Halo Online beta possibly coming to PC. What? I know, dog.
Oh, hi, Nick.
Hey.
Thank you for that reminder.
Whoa.
Also, apparently you should take over the show.
Oh.
And we have 2 new shirt ideas for the X to the Pi 72,000.
Yay! I'm going to be a shirt.
You're going to grab your cloud.
I'm going to be a shirt.
Wow, both of those actually would kind of totally work.
That's awesome.
And also, you broke Twitch chat with that one.
With this one?
Don't. Please.
No, when you tell me don't.
Did she do that one?
Yeah.
The dongers one?
I did.
Stop.
Raise your dongers?
Do sponsors.
Raise your dongers?
Do sponsors.
Raise your sponsors.
Raise your
Sponsors are important and they need respect.
Alright, well.
Respect your sponsors.
I went for the wrong. Respect your sponsors. I went for that. Whoa, the HDMI cable freaked out right there. Anyways.
And your HDMI cable. Respect
people need to
everyone.
Stop. Is that Dad?
It might be. Do you want me to see?
Tell Mom she's doing awesome.
Aw, thanks.
That's cute. Good job, Dad. You just got a lot of brownie points. Good work.
Yeah, because he thought I was going to...
Go to Squarespace.
Flame and die.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he didn't like it. He thought it was a bad idea.
Dad's just a realist bordering pessimist.
Yes.
And you're a not realist, not pessimist optimist.
I guess that's how we operate then.
Yeah.
We try to meet in the middle. But no, he was like, you know nothing technical. And that's true. But I didn't flame and die, so...
But you could know nothing technical and make a beautiful website with Squarespace.
With Squarespace.
Simple, beautiful, powerful.
For people like myself who want it straightforward and easy to use, get in there, get it done, get out. Squarespace.
Awesome. You can even get 24/7 live chat. through chat and email.
What more do you want?
So
you can talk to somebody 24/7.
Well,
you have a question at 3 in the morning? Not a problem. Squarespace is there for you. What more could you ask for? Nothing.
It's only $8 a month, and you get a free domain if you buy Squarespace for a year.
One fancy coffee, you're done.
Do you know what a domain is?
It's like your house where your site lives.
Kinda.
Yeah.
It's what you type into the URL bar.
Oh.
That's a domain.
I was really wrong.
Well, kind of.
I'll take kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, so it has responsive design. Divine. Wow,
it's
talking today is an
Squarespace
issue.
is divine.
It has responsive design, so if you view it on a tablet or desktop or big monitor or small monitor or phone or whatever, it'll kind of look good all the time because it'll change how it looks. It has commerce options, so if you want to like sell things, if you're an Etsy shop but you want to have like your own website
Etsy.
as well. You could. That's why I run.
Love
You could have your own shop on there as well, so you can have like your own homepage with a commerce option and an Etsy page. It can have cover pages, which will look great and all that kind of stuff. You can start a trial with no credit card required and start building your website whenever you want. And you can get 10% off your purchase if you use offer code Linus in the checkout. Thanks to Squarespace for supporting the WAN show.
They practically do everything for you. Really, how can you not go there and check them out?
And they have a new slogan called Build It Beautiful.
Build it beautiful.
Boom. Done. Next sponsor is XSplit, the guys that we use to actually stream the show. XSplit Broadcaster powers tons of streams all around the world, including this one.
Most importantly.
Yes, I would agree, most importantly, this one. They have a whole bunch of new powerful tools with XSplit 2.0, and they're trying to meet the kind of standard of today's broadcasters, including us. Although you could say that our standard is not very high because we screw things up a lot. But
that can be endearing.
And we were on time today and have had no major issues. So, I don't know. Maybe our problem is Linus. Maybe our problem is not XSplit.
Shut the door.
Shut the door.
No, don't say it. Shh.
Wrecked. Anyways, they also have Gamecaster, which is great for people that are looking to get started. You can easily start and record your game streams with one simple button. It's really easy to use, and you can do a whole bunch of crap with Gamecaster. It's actually fantastic. I would suggest trying it out. I would start streaming and recording HD today by going to xsplit.com/Linus.
Do it.
So
go.
Offer code Linus for Squarespace, xsplit.com/Linus for XSplit. Slightly different situation going on there. Boom. Sponsor spots. Now, we were hoping that we were going to have Linda.
I know.
Because Mom was going to do... Oh, well, people figured it out. Whatever. She's the Linda lady. You have to be very serious.
Yes.
Yes.
Linda.
You're wearing glasses and everything.
But she's not... Okay.
No, it's cool. Linda.com's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Have you tried it out,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, they have a free trial. And they're not sponsoring us, but they have a free trial. You should check it out.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll jump back up to real other topic things. So what I was going to talk about before we were not rudely interrupted by Nick, I would say rudely, but that would actually be wrong.
Nick is never rude.
Not really, actually. Is the Halo Online PC beta, which is interesting.
Love those betas.
I played a crap ton. This is posted by Mad Sprite on the forum, by the way. I played an absolute crap ton. Why did Ghost put the Wikipedia entry for free to play?
I noticed that. I thought that made sense, and I just didn't know.
I'm going to go to Engadget's topic for this. So, I was a huge Halo fan. I don't know if you remember that. Halo 2.
Do I remember that?
I played so much Halo 2, it was ridiculous. I think that's the only reason why I had a console at that point in time. But I think at some point in this article, or another article, I don't want to blame too much on Engadget, it might have been someone else. They were like, traditionally, Halo has been exclusively console. And I'm like, no, it hasn't.
Not in our house.
There's been PC Halo. Anyways, it's only in Russia right now, which is crazy town.
Well, that's selfish.
Yeah. I completely agree. Ridiculous. But they're considering or something bringing it to other markets, but it would take somewhat of a remake. I don't know why.
Okay, so it'll take
I don't
a little
remember
work,
exactly.
so we're not going to bother? Is that what you're saying?
It seems like a really weird thingamajiggy to say. It's apparently based on the Halo 3 engine, and I know some people are frustrated with them because apparently the Master Chief Collection is still having issues That's a new Halo launch for Xbox One.
Oh.
But I don't really care because it's on consoles. So I wasn't going to play it anyways. So hopefully you guys do a really good job of Halo Online and you bring it to North America. One thing that I want to straw poll with people, though, let me create this straw poll right now, was when was the last time that you played a more traditional style PC shooter that was free to play that you enjoyed and that you thought was actually a really good experience? Because, no.
Free to play FPS.
Play first person shooter. Good?
Good or bad?
Or X
Bananas.
Bananas
is gonna win.
Alright. Yes. Okay. We're going to allow multiple poll choices so people can pick bananas or another topic. Or you can just pick bananas if you want bananas specifically to win.
Bananas are very good. Potassium.
A lot of people are bringing up TF2, and you have a really good point. But I didn't mean like the... Because TF2 and Halo are not...
Comparable?
Yeah, I don't really... They're
Apples,
both
oranges?
first-person shooters, but like...
Potatoes?
TF2 is like an arcade-style... Like, there's a bunch of different classes and stuff.
No.
Like, it's very different to Halo. But I think it's going to skew the poll a lot because a whole bunch of people are going to say good because of TF2.
Oh.
So that's, I don't know, that's interesting. Anyways, we'll see what they say about that. I'm excited, and I hope it's good, and I hope they bring it to North America because I actually really like the Halo franchise.
I'd be
I like
interested
Halo
to understand that we're going to do it in Russia.
Yeah, I wonder if... I don't know the statistics on this, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering if free-to-play games might do better in Russia.
Oh.
Especially with their dollar doing worse lately. Being
Okay.
able to play something for free might be better. And then if you get encapsulated within it, then you might be more willing to spend money on it instead of the gamble of buying a game at full price when it comes out.
Yeah.
I'd have no idea. It's just a random assumption. I don't know anything about those statistics. I could be super off. Apparently it's coming from Saber Interactive, a software developer for Innova Systems, partners of 343 Industries or Microsoft, who traditionally make Halo. And apparently it's going to be capable of running on low-end PCs, running that Halo 3 engine, not too surprised. I'm hoping that they have some good graphical ramping, so that if you do have a really good PC, you can kind of push it and get things looking nicer. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting proposition. I'm honestly pretty surprised that they're doing it.
Speaking of looking nicer, did you see, or were you around one of Linus's latest videos on that monitor that's like, whoa!
Yeah.
That's crazy!
He's made a couple on that soon, and I might do a benchmarking video of the Titan X on that monitor in like the weird format thing, but I'm not sure yet.
At my last job, they asked me what I needed to get my work done, and when I told them 4 monitors,
no, that's awesome.
You can get so much more done.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be looking at a few things at one time instead of going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's right there in front of you.
I used to be a 1 monitor guy, and then when I could afford it, I moved up, and I can't go back anymore. It drives me crazy.
You and your brother Richard make sure that I stay at least at 2 monitors, and it's the only way to go.
Yeah.
It's for efficiency.
Because we got you had 1 really good one and then 1 pretty crap one for a while, and now you have
2 decent ones.
One really good one, and then you have 1 decent one.
Yeah. And if I had more, I'd use them.
Probably. It's funny that you said 4 because my ideal setup, which I'm working on right now, I'm finishing paying off my car, and then I'm gonna change some things up. But I want to have one slightly larger than I currently have one, which is like hopefully 1 millisecond G-Sync, all that kind of stuff, 144 hertz. None of those things make any sense. But and IPS, really, really nice larger format one. I want to buy 1 more monitor. I don't want to buy more than that. But then have that one in the middle, take my 2 current ones that I have, which are more like artisty kind of slower monitors, not super great for gaming, and turn them both vertical.
Oh yeah.
And put them on each side so I can have long web pages, Reddit, which is often very long, stuff like that, the forum on those side ones, and then my games in the middle. And then I want to have auxiliary monitors. So that's 3. I want to have 1 kind of on an angle down right above that big main one, which would be my 22-inch one that I had for a long time from kind of a while ago. I don't want to buy a new monitor for that, just have one of those. And then my original Dad bought it for me because I forgot to buy a monitor when I built my first computer. I don't know if you remember that. We were like at the store and the guy was like, "Do you have a monitor?" And I'm like, "No." And Dad's like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like,
"I don't know.
I don't know. I just spent all my money on this new computer." And then Dad was awesome and
Dad
stepped up and got me a monitor, which was fantastic. Yeah. I still have that. It still has like a messed up part of the screen because someone kicked it at a LAN party, but it still works, and I want to have that on a movable arm, easily movable arm, so that I can spin it to wherever I kind of am in the room, and I want that to be monitoring my servers.
Can you duplicate that system for me?
I can work on it. It's a lot of monitors.
And before people say you just get a big monitor and you put up different pages, it's not the same somehow.
Well, stuff like snapping doesn't really work as well.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. And like Linus has a ultra wide monitor.
Yeah.
And I get asked questions about this a lot because they're like, "What do you think about the ultra wide?" Because Linus raves about them like crazy. I don't actually like them nearly as much as he does because sometimes they'll have like artificial bars for snapping, so you can snap windows within the large monitor.
Yeah.
But it seems to kind of lag and it doesn't. It feels weird, and like I'll drag a window around and it'll like try to snap, and I'm like, no, don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly. You're doing something in a different page, and somehow it affects this other page. Separate monitors. For now, it works better. I'm sure the technology will get there.
And like, I think once we start moving to... Once scaling for Windows for 4K gets a lot better, so everything's a lot smaller on the actual screen, I think that could help a lot too, and could maybe make one monitor make more sense again.
Yeah, except...
But then scaling's going to have to be a lot better.
Us older people... You get smaller.
That's why scaling needs to be better.
Yeah.
So if you have a really small, really large resolution resulting in really small icons, you can blow them up.
You said really large?
Really large resolution as in 4K.
Really large. Really large?
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
You gotta shake your head. There you go. Good job. Ooh. Good job.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, I didn't know you had that one prepped.
I did, yeah.
So, looking at the vote here, 50% of people say X bananas.
I saw that coming.
Now, is that a Roman numeral X or 10 bananas?
It's a multiple
bananas.
Numeral banana.
Okay, yeah. A lot of people are saying good. Again, I think that's from the TF2 thing, which I meant other style shooters. And then a lot of people are saying bad. It's a very interesting equation.
It's close, actually.
Yeah, it is close. It's an interesting conversation, and I wonder how well they'll do it, because if you do free to play where it's actually pay to win, where like if you put more money in, you'll be better than other people.
Yep.
Which is way too easy to do with a shooter. Because in a lot of other games, you can do things like, you get more experience or whatever, where it's just like a quality of life improvement. Yep. And you might be able to do that with a shooter too, just maybe not. I don't know. Depends on how you build the shooter. I don't know. It's very easy to screw up.
Yeah. And
I hope they don't. I don't know much else about it other than that. It's in Russia, so it's not here, so I wasn't able to try it. But
okay, new straw poll.
New straw poll, okay.
What is a party line? And I'm not talking about that 1-800 phone line. What is a party line? I'm talking about,
They can't answer with the... They can't answer.
Yes or... Do you know what a party line is? Yes or no? And that doesn't mean... You put party and line together and you make something up. Nope. You either know what it is or you don't. And it's not the 1-800 number thing. I'm not talking about that. It's a thing. And the reason I'm interested in that is because yourself and your brother Richard...
So I guess do or did, because you're going to explain what it is right now.
When you're trying to explain things to me, you try to be patient, but you find it very difficult. And I can feel the frustration. If you're standing behind me and I'm doing something, I can feel it. It's like hitting me in the back of my head. You're frustrated. And I just want to say that...
I don't think we're that bad.
No, but no, I see it with everybody. And when I talk to other parents, it's the same thing. It's like we can feel your frustration. It's new and different, and we can't go about it and look at it and understand it as easily as you guys can. We just can't. And there are things like the party line that we're familiar with that you guys, I don't think most of you have any knowledge of what it is.
I had no idea. I thought I knew what it was, because I thought I agreed with what Nick said.
And he thought we thought it was the 1-800 line. No. Party line. It's tech. It has to do with tech. So
call 1-800 party line. Chat with local singles now. 19 plus only. Yeah, have a fun time. Woo!
Not what I'm talking about.
That's what I thought it was.
Not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, so I just wanted to bring up, have patience with your parents and your grandparents. We're trying. We're doing the best we can. We don't mean to make you crazy. We really, really don't. And I know, especially if a younger person such as yourself is trying to help somebody out who's a slow typer, we can see puffs of smoke.
Yeah, slow typing will drive me nuts. Yeah. Or like if they don't know how to like do something the fast way.
Yes. Just click on that button right down there, and you're almost trying to physically do it for us.
Yeah.
Give us a break.
Okay, so I want to blow through one topic real quick.
Okay.
So PayPal was fined $7.7 million for allowing illegal payments. This was posted by Master Disaster, which is probably the most perfect username for this article ever. Oh, right. So, people were asking what a party line is. So we can look at the results. We'll do that real quick before I get into this.
Yeah, so if you don't know, you can't vote. So probably there will be no votes. Oh,
77% of people said no.
See?
23% of people said yes, though. But what is it? So the yes people might actually be wrong. The no people might actually be right.
In the olden days.
Oh, jeez. You're not that old.
Not that long ago, actually. I can remember you'd have to pick up your phone and see if it was already in use before you could use it. Think about that for a second. How bizarro would that be to you guys? Because you had a party line. You didn't own that phone line. You weren't the only house on that phone line. There were other people on that phone line, and you might have to pick up your phone and see if there was somebody on it and say, hey, I'd like to use the phone. And they say, yeah, give me 10 minutes. And you have to hang up. You have to wait 10 minutes. You have to wait to use your phone. Imagine waiting to use your phone. Imagine, try it. You want to use your phone, sit back and wait 10 minutes. And then you pick up the phone and they're still talking and you have to go, hey, I need to make a call. And they're like, yeah, 10 more minutes. Yeah, imagine. Think about them cookies for a minute. Think about how frustrated you get when your phone doesn't dial right away.
So people in my generation thought it was bad because we had to call the other person's house to see if our romantic interest was available, and you'd get like their dad picking up and stuff, and it sucked. Imagine someone picked up the line, not even necessarily in your house, but in your neighborhood while you were talking.
And listen to your phone call.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
You thought the NSA was bad.
Absolutely.
Actually, they're both really bad. Yeah. Anyways. So yeah, that's things. That's stuff and things. Anyways, jumping back, PayPal fined $7.7 million for allowing illegal payments. I already showed... I already linked this in chat, but now jumping to over here. So apparently, they were facilitating, indirectly or directly, I don't know, but they were facilitating cash transfers of not actually that much money. Like, it wasn't a huge amount of money, but it was from people, where is it?
On the bad guys
Where's
list.
The dude's name? Kursad Zafir Sire? I don't know. I might be saying something wrong there. I don't know. The person who did it is not really that important. But what was happening was about 136 transactions from or to an account registered in that person's name. And that person apparently, allegedly, has connections to bad things, like weapons of mass destruction.
On the bad guy list.
Yeah, he was definitely on the bad line list, or she, I don't know.
So why didn't PayPal check the list?
They probably should have, but I think there's also statements from them saying that PayPal said that they had voluntarily reported to the Treasury Foreign Assets control certain payments that were between 2009 and 2013, and they were complaining about steps taken there and issues with that, and things are going all over the place. I don't think we personally know enough, because I think a lot of it is kind of shut down behind courts.
Because they're doing we did say
we told them, and other people are, anyways. Yeah. U.S. Treasury Department is saying that they failed to adequately screen and prevent transactions.
But think about it. If they did tell the U.S. Treasury Department and everybody just went, then whose fault is it?
At the same time, though, the U.S. Treasury is getting after them because they didn't adequately screen and prevent, not because they didn't adequately tell them.
Okay.
So I think PayPal should have stopped it from happening at all.
Devil's advocate. Is that PayPal's job?
I think it might be.
Actually, I think I actually agree with you, but people are going to say...
No, I know. I'm not sure, but I think legally as a bank, because I think PayPal's technically a bank...
Is it considered a bank?
Well, they're holding a lot of money for other people. So I think to a certain... I don't know if they're like technically a bank, but they're probably under very similar laws on the back end.
Yeah.
Because they're doing transactions and all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, I could see them turning around and saying that's not part of our mandate. Our mandate is to help people transfer money.
Yes. But I do believe that legally they are required to pay more attention to that. And that's pretty important stuff. And, like, I don't know, if PayPal's handling transfers for stuff like that, couldn't they help the U.S. Department of Treasury, whatever, find this dude? If he's known for doing transactions...
But then you get into privacy issues.
You do.
Big time privacy issues.
But if he's already on a watch list... But then, how easy is it to get on the watch list and other potential issues?
Yeah.
If I illegally sell someone a firecracker, how do you define that? Is that a bomb? Have I now dealt in transactions of bombs? Am I now never allowed to use PayPal again? It's interesting. Someone's probably going to be able to correct us on all of that stuff. A big problem with that article is it's about American laws. So, I don't know.
And it's pretty vague. The whole article's pretty vague.
Yes. We're actually good to go now, but we can try to rapid fire off a few things before we go. There's been leaks about the LG G4 Note. I'm going to show pictures of this real quick. This was posted in the...
How can they call it a Note?
Ridiculous. I don't know if that's an official name or not. It might just be G4. Hopefully it's G4. This was posted by Snow Comet in the forums. I'm going to jump to my screen real quick. This is kind of what it looks like. It looks really similar to the old ones. I'm really hoping that there's ridges beside these buttons on the back here, because when there isn't, it sucks. And other than that, it looks really similar to all the things that it's looked like before.
Speaking of that, which this has nothing to do with that, I was sitting beside a guy on the bus the other day, and he had the coolest looking watch on.
Right.
It just looked fantastic. So we've
somewhat confirmed that it was a Gear S. Right?
I think so.
We think it was a Gear S.
Yeah.
We're not entirely sure. The last one that I want to jump to is the M9 released tonight. This was posted by Zamboni on the forums. I forgot to go to his source article. It was posted on IGN.
A pen doohicker thing.
It has a pen doohicker thing.
I have the Samsung with the pen doohicker thing.
I think the G4 had a pen doohicker thing.
Oh.
This is the M9 for $650. Let's see real quick. I'm gonna.
I like the pen doohicker thing.
You have a Note 3, right?
I whip out the pen. I whip out the pen doohicker thing.
Oh, jeez.
And
so yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure.
So I whip out the pen doohicker thing and I take notes, and it's awesome.
Yep, I think it was the G4 that had the pen. Because, it chopped off the top. Way to be helpful.
The phone that Richard got
There we go. You can see, up here, I'm going to point it out with my mouse pointer. You can see the notch for the pen thingy.
Yeah, that might be it.
It's a very thin, small one. Yeah. And that could be something else, to be honest. The iPhone has a hardware button for toggling your full phone mute.
Okay.
And that looks like it could be a switch. But I believe it was in the notes that the guy that leaked the photos said it was a pen.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure that is the pen one. That is it for today. Do you want to do an after party thing?
Can you go buy an air conditioner?
I can open the window at the very least.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do an after party thing. We wanted to talk about getting your parents into technology.
We did.
We didn't have time for that.
We didn't have time for that.
So we'll talk about that in the after party?
Okay. Will the bad guys be watching the after party?
Probably.
No.
Okay.
Right.
Anyways, we gotta do the outro thingy. Huh!
Hit. Yeah.
There we go.
Row the boat. Do they have music? Do they have stuff?
I think
so.
Okay. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, I never really got that part.
I don't know. I've actually never understood. I didn't make it. Edsel made it. It's weird. It makes no sense. It might be a reference to something.
It has to be.
Probably.
Yeah.
He does that stuff.
Oh, okay. Never considered asking him?
Huh. No, I actually didn't. XSplit!
XSplit!
You stream video.
They're awesome!
They can't see you.
I realized that.
She's making a cross with her arms.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
Go to XSplit.
Squarespace!
Dun, 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 dun.
Boop-a-doop.
Easy. Do it. What's their thing? Squarespace.
Build it beautiful.
Build it beautiful.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! Okay.
Bye.